listen to y'all, right? Y'all told me to go watch Love Island. Y'all said, DJ, give it a chance so we can talk about it. I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't tell me that so freak the boy, that shit ain't about love.
I don't know, y'all. I watched Love Island and I found that show absolutely disgusting.
I'm just curious, like, who gave everyone the herpes, right?
I've never really been a fan of messy TV. Like, I'm not a Love and Hip Hop, Housewives of Atlanta type of guy. But now I'm a married man, so I catch myself watching what my wife is watching sometimes. And next thing you know, I'm sitting beside her like, why did she do that? Why did she do that? With my ice cream and my pillow. It's just part of being married. I don't know. We seen everybody talking about this new show called Love Island. So we like, all right, let's put it on. Let's see what it's about. You know, it's a date. It's a date. Y'all, the first 10 minutes, we was completely caught off guard. We thought this was a regular show of people trying to find love. These people on the internet that's amping up this show, they not telling y'all what's really inside of this show. From the first episode, I immediately thought they need to change this from Love Island to Freak Island.
I don't know, y'all. I watched Love Island and I found that show absolutely fucking disgusting. Cause like, why are we kissing each other? Why are we swapping so much spit with each other? It's nasty. It's gross. And then on top of that, hold on. Let me gather my thoughts. It's literally just Cuckold Island. I hope I'm allowed to say that on TikTok, but that's literally what it is. That's literally all it is. And y'all hyped it up. I seen the clips of Huda and she's so tea. But the show is nasty.
So I listen to y'all, right? Y'all told me to go watch Love Island. Y'all said, DJ, give it a chance so we can talk about it. I'm like, all right, cool. Why the fuck y'all ain't tell me that bitch so freak the fuck out? Boy, that shit ain't about love. That shit is solely lust. That bitch should be called Lust Island. The first episode, bro. They introduce everybody, and then now it's time to pair everybody up. So I'm like, okay, cool. They're probably gonna do some icebreaker, like who's the most compatible, like what are your beliefs, what are your morals, what are your values. But these folk, the freaky ass fucking host, she freaked the fuck out too, her old ass. She like, all right, all y'all niggas line up. Y'all women, go pick 2 niggas to tongue the fuck down. What kind of shit? Bro, they was swapping saliva before they even swapped each other info. Like, you don't even know this person backstory, but you got their tongue down your throat. And then it's like, they kiss one person, then they go kiss another motherfucker. Episode 2, blindfold, go kiss whoever the fuck you want. Like, this shit freaked the fuck out. They got this freaky ass room with all this sex toys and shit. All of them gotta sleep in the same, like all the beds is in one room. Motherfucking, they showed a cutscene of somebody gripping the covers, somebody was getting their kitty licked. Hey, boy, this shit ain't got nothing to do with love. Y'all motherfucker lie. Y'all lied to me.
I'm gonna do my best not to ruin the show for anybody that hasn't seen it. But literally, as soon as you turn the show on, it is nasty. These folks are selecting each other by tongue kissing each other. They're literally watching a stranger tongue kiss somebody else, and then they walk up there next and tongue kiss that same person. See, it's different if y'all out here just, just a little, but it ain't no, it is a, you know what I mean? Like they singing the lullabies together. And then the next person comes up like shit is just gravy. Like, I'm next. Motherfucker still got spit on the side of their mouth from the last kiss. I'm like, this is nasty. And fellas, I'm gonna keep it a band, all right? I'm gonna keep it a stacked dizzle.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. Like, is it just for TV or is it something that they really doing? I'm not really too sure. Either way, I'm just gonna assume, even if it's for TV, you're actually really kissing these people and you could really like end up in a bad situation. So, yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? 3 minutes, 34 seconds, 24 seconds.
If you are tongue kissing a girl right after she just got done tongue kissing a man, you just tongue kissed that man too. His spit is still in her mouth. That is the strangest shit that's the strangest opening I've ever seen, opening a show to find love.
It's not love. Welcome to Lust Island.
Then you got people matching and saying, oh, we have such a deep connection. Until the damn games come out. The games come out and they turn into a damn Diddy party. Everybody freaking each other. They go from, oh my God, I'm just so serious about this person, I could really see a future, until they get a message on their phone that they all invited to the freak off. This is not a show of finding love. This is a orgy game. But on a more serious note, it feels like some type of programming when I watch this show. Like, it feels like they're trying to normalize being a cuckold.
Love Island is literally indoctrinating us in real time into cuckolding. They want us to be cuckolds. You're sitting there laughing when cuckolding propaganda is at an all-time high. You're sitting there and laughing. Love Island wants us to be cuckolds and you're laughing?
Right? Y'all, Hannah and Pepe. Look at this. She gonna take this spit, put her down there, right? And it's gonna go somewhere. The camera gonna go somewhere else. And it's gonna come back to them. And then it's gonna, like, he gonna move back and forth like he get her. Like, look. Look. Bro, that shit. Look, she gonna take the spit, put it down there, right? Now watch. It goes somewhere else. Now look.
5 minutes and 12 seconds. Yo, man, listen, this look like a group session on OnlyFans. First of all, like, why would anybody even sign up to be recorded while they sleeping? That's kind of crazy. But I mean, hey, everything's spinning love and war, I guess.
Now look at him.
I'm telling y'all, man, this show is freaky. But even if you haven't watched the show, you probably heard the name Huda. You probably heard that name at least one time on your timeline. Somebody on your Instagram, somebody done said the name Huda in the last month. They're talking about the girl because of how toxic
she could have. Here's 3 reasons why this bitch is crazy. First off, we gotta start out strong with the mommy comment. Like, she could have came up with a better way to say this to Nick, but it just sounded kind of weird. And Nick had no idea how to react to this, so he just tried cracking a joke. I feel like a lot of people overlook this second one. She's laying in bed with Jeremiah and she's like, do I have to worry about you? And then Jeremiah's like, if we're together, no. And then for some reason that triggers her to ask him if he would share his location with her. And then I feel like that kind of freaks out Jeremiah because he's like not really cool with that. Plus I feel like it's way too early on for her to be saying stuff like that to him. Okay, and the third example really took me over the edge because it made me really think, like, did she not realize that she's on a reality show? She's over here breaking her back to see what's going on. Like, the new bombshells are coming in here for a reason, and why would she even want to be in a relationship with him when she says she can't even trust him without having his location? Let me know in the comments other things that she's done that kind of—
Yeah, man, we gotta pay attention to the sign. This person's clearly toxic. Toxic as... right? But because she quote-unquote looks good, I guess, whatever, I mean, she look alright, whatever, he going for it. Fellas, you gotta stop going for it.
proves that she's really crazy.
And again, for the people that have not watched the show, I want you to imagine that delusional girl that you was dating and you was trying to leave, and she was like painting narratives on make you out to be the bad person on her way out the door. When you're trying to get rid of her, she kind of harasses you and things like that. That is exactly what this girl is doing on this show. But what's so odd about her is that it seems like she's forgetting that she's on a show. Like when you watch, it feels like there's some screws missing or something. But ladies, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your homegirls, your best friend, I ain't gonna say you, because you know how the accountability get, but a lot of women act like this. There's a lot of women that act like this, that when they're hurt, they try to act like, oh, it's the other person. When the other person just put up a boundary like, yo, I'm not about to deal with your crazy shit. But they flip the switch and say you're the problem, even though we've been watching her bug out this whole season. And then what does she do? This is the same thing ladies be doing. They run back to their friends and tell their friends only their side of the story, making themselves look innocent. And then the ladies' friends, y'all ain't no damn better, because y'all enable them instead of keeping it a stack. Girl, you is crazy. But fellas, I think she's a perfect example on why I think the fresh and fit guys hate women so much, because she's the kind of girl that a lot of dudes will go for, whether it be because of her body or anything physically. You're so happy that you got a girl with a body and a decent face, you're completely looking past how she handles situations in an extreme toxic way. So now you get into a relationship with her, you get so used to her booty to the point where you're not blinded by the booty no more. So now you look up and you're like, damn, this girl is stressing me out. That's because you were so attracted to her sexually, you didn't realize that you never really checked her out up here. Which is why I hear a lot of men saying all women are the same. No, no, no. All the women you go for are the same. Which is why I say you need to understand self in order to get around better women. Wait, but the way Jeremiah was dealing with this girl, was trying to be patient with this girl after she's saying crazy things throughout the show, it is a perfect example of now you are doing this to yourself. You can't even be mad at her because she's showing you who she is. But let's get back to how freaky this show is. See, fans are starting to notice there might be something going around on this show, because when you're tongue kissing strangers back to back to back, you bound to see some effects. And let me just say this, all of this is alleged.
Hello? Did anyone notice this? Like, are you okay, brother? You got a little outbreak?
Okay, so I'm watching Love Island from the beginning. I'm barely on episode 6. And I'm just curious, like, who gave everyone the herpes, right? And at first I'm like, well, if everybody kissed right away, how come nobody showed? And the only one that didn't want to kiss was Bella, right? Until the last one, when she knew, like, between her and Nick was, like, not gonna work out. So I felt like she got a little desperate and started kissing everybody. And then I noticed this. Hold on. Did anybody else notice this? Okay. Play. Wow, rude. I'm sorry, guys.
But I know my heart is the prettiest thing about me. And I'm gonna keep my head held high because somebody else is going to see my worth and my value. And I trust God's plan.
Bro, right there. Like right there. You guys see that? Her lips are like bruised. One more time. Sorry, guys.
Love you, Bella.
Did you guys see that? So, did she know the whole time? And that's why she don't want to kiss anybody from the beginning?
I'll leave you to pack your suitcase.
Because they don't have it yet. But she was the only one that didn't.
The rest of you.
Y'all are in a...
Bro, what's going on? What's going on? It's never a good idea to run around and start tongue kissing strangers. So, I don't really know exactly what that is. Hopefully that wasn't an outbreak. Hopefully you're okay, sir. If you need help, blink twice, sir. Okay?
About these alleged cold sores on Love Island, and I have seen so much misinformation regarding cold sores or herpes simplex virus. I'm a sexual health expert. Let me break it down. So the most common question I'm seeing circulating is, aren't these people tested for STIs prior to being on the show? And the answer is yes, they are. Now, I don't know what kind of panels are being run on these people, of course, but if they're following the CDC guidelines for STI testing, herpes simplex virus is not included as part of that panel. It is not standard of care to include routine HSV, herpes simplex virus testing when you're doing blood work and routine STI screening. And the reason why is because when you test someone's blood, someone who's completely asymptomatic, doesn't have any skin lesions anywhere, if you check their blood, the only thing you can check for is antibodies to herpes simplex type 1 and 2. And all the antibodies can tell you is if that person has ever been exposed to the herpes simplex virus in their entire life. And the reality is that most of the population is going to be exposed to herpes simplex type 1 or 2 at some point in their lifespan. And it may have even occurred when they were babies and grandma gave them a kiss, or in middle school when you shared your bestie's lip gloss. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will ever show outward symptoms of herpes, but you could. In fact, The Bachelor famously a few years ago stopped doing HSV 1 and 2 blood testing in their casting STI screening in order to be more up to date with CDC guidelines, and because there were so many people who would have been great for the show who were not cast because of the presence of these antibodies in their blood. And again, the antibodies doesn't necessarily mean that you will ever experience an outbreak or have those outward symptoms of herpes. So the only way to really definitively diagnose HSV is by swabbing a lesion. So you can swab that cold sore, or if you have genital lesions, and then that is a more confirmatory diagnosis. Now, if these people on Love Island actually do have a cold cold sore or an outbreak, that would make a lot of sense. HSV tends to flare when people are stressed out, and we know that these folks are not getting any sleep. They're being filmed 24/7. Their nutrition status is probably down. They're drinking, and that is the perfect environment to experience an HSV outbreak like a cold sore. Another thing y'all are speculating a lot on is where did it come from? Who got it first? Who brought it into the island? And the reality is there is absolutely no way to tell that, because theoretically all of the islanders and any of us could be shedding herpes, HSV, at any given time. Even if there's no outward symptoms like cold sores or genital sores, you theoretically can be shedding, aka being contagious for herpes simplex virus, even if you're not currently experiencing symptoms. Now, if you are currently experiencing an outbreak like a cold sore, then it's highly contagious, and so anything that comes into contact with that, if you're kissing or, you know, performing other types of sexual activity, that is a very easy way to spread the herpes virus. So hopefully this cleared up some misconceptions about cold sores, herpes simplex virus. It's all the same. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments and I'd be happy.
Seconds. Yeah, man, I heard enough. I heard enough. At the end of the day, like, we all grown. We make our own decisions. Everybody knows you're not supposed to be running around like kissing strangers, and you know, so the results could end up being crazy. You get what I'm saying? But pay attention to your circle before they hurt you, man. It's your boy Goldfinger. I'm out. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.